Hello and welcome to another video. Today I'm going to be talking about Twitch's really stupid TOS change. Now you guys have probably heard about like 2 or 3 days ago, Morgpie, which is a pretty popular streamer, and other like titty streamers basically just showed a bunch of cleavage on stream. Not like their full chest, but I'm talking about like a bunch of their top chest, and they did get banned for it like a few days later. So I was expecting Twitch to be like, trying to push back on it, maybe changing their TOS to be a little bit more like pushbacky on sexual content. But that's not what happened, and in fact, they made it worse by doubling down and allowing artistic nudity on Twitch, which basically means you can draw a bunch of Rule 34 shit and not get that punished by it. And in fact, a lot of people haven't even gotten banned for it, which is yeah, really, really bad. And I shouldn't have to say this. However, some people will disagree with me, and a lot of porn addicts will probably disagree with me as well, that this is a bad thing. However, yeah, it is a really fucking terrible thing. Because first of all, Twitch, a lot of people using Twitch are under 18. So that in and of itself, you are exposing minors to, Rule 34, porn, whatever the fuck, and that is bad in and of itself. But I mean, at the same time, some people find out about that stuff anyway, just from other means. So that's not the worst thing about it. I think actually the worst thing about it is that when you're already exposed to that kind of stuff, and then you go further and further and further down the rabbit hole, and you just become obsessed, you become porn addicted. That is in my opinion is worse, because you're just trying to go through any site now that has any bit of Rule 34 now because you're that addicted to it, because basically Twitch allowed this to happen, and so now you're going down the rabbit hole. And in that way, it's kind of the same thing with gambling. However, I will say this: parents should be like watching over kids, and kids should have, or like minors should have, a little bit of like self-control, knowing when to not do stuff. However, at the same time, some people just say, okay, for like gambling, for example, they say like, okay, I'm gonna do this one spin, put a little bit of money into it, and then they don't win, and then they do it over and over and over again, and they just become addicted to it because, it all started with just saying, okay, let's try it out just to see what happens. It's kind of the same thing with this all Rule 34 shit. You go through it, you go on this website, you see that it has R34, and you already know about that, so you're just going like, okay, let's, watch this stream because, for reasons. And then you just go through more and more and more and more and become addicted to it on Twitch and from other websites, and just become more addicted to porn and Rule 34 in general. That is a bad thing. I don't know how people somehow twist this into saying that gambling is not good at all, but porn is somehow okay. No, both of them aren't okay. Like, I don't know why people are like trying to defend this shit. And also, artistic nudity. What does that really mean? At least I would think of it as like, like old like paintings or old like, statues where it like depicts male or female form as like some sort of artistic, statement or artistic like thing that should be admired. Not just random ass R34 that is just on the website for, because Twitch just basically allows this now. And what really sucks about this even more is pedos, which is a really fucking, really, really fucking big problem now, because now this shit is being allowed. There's a bunch of just straight up pedos and just fucking awful people that are now allowed to just draw underage, minors on Twitch in a very sexual nature, which is, I don't need to say this, but like not okay at all. In fact, probably even worse than the other stuff I've talked about. The fact that this is being allowed on Twitch is not good, like at all. They really need to change this shit ASAP, or at least enforce this to a higher extent. And at the very least, they should have an 18 plus like category that prevents some people, like, or most people, no, everybody under 18 from engaging with it, like in some way or another, just doing that. Same thing with gambling. There should be a restriction that basically doesn't allow anybody under 18 to engage with this. And like, I don't know why it's taking them so long to do this, or if they even will do this, because they still haven't done it yet, which is really fucking stupid. But yeah, that's basically it. This is just a whole fucking shit show. Twitch needs to reverse this decision and do something about this, because this is not okay on Twitch. And it's the same thing with gambling, which is why they banned that, which I'm fine with. But what isn't fine is just allowing this as well and doubling down on it, which is really, really, really stupid. But yeah, that's basically it, and I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.